Welcome to Fan Counters. My name's Nick.
And I'm Elizabeth.
And today on the show, you're going to get a dose of summer vacation.
Yay!
Now, this isn't going to be the Cinderella version. Pardon my pun, because you went to Disney World.
Yes.
Before we get started on the show today, if you're not interested in hearing about our vacations, we'll see you next week.
Yeah.
You're still here. Okay, good. So let's continue. You wanted to open the show with toilet paper. What a crappy subject to talk about.
Yes, exactly.
Jeez.
I have been dying to talk about this subject for a while. So if you are the person at your house who purchases the toilet paper.
Don't get that thin stuff that the schools have. It's like you got to wad it up. Oh my gosh. Is this what you're going to say?
No.
Okay, all right.
So I grew up on the please don't squeeze the Charmin. Okay? It was my father knew he was only allowed to pick up the toilet paper that Mr. Whiffle would squeeze. That was the only toilet paper that my mother would allow in the house.
Okay.
Okay?
Mm-hmm. I'm with you.
So I'm a grown up. I get to go choose my own toilet paper. And now there's not just one Charmin. It's either Charmin Strong or Charmin Soft. So which do you choose?
Right.
Soft or strong? I'd like them to be both. Couldn't they just be both?
Soft and strong.
So one day I was at Sam's Club, and in my mind, I was going to try Cottonelle that has the ripples. There's a commercial for them. And I was like, oh, that looks both soft and strong. Let's try that. I don't know if I did not have my glasses on or if I was on crack and couldn't remember the damn name of it. But I bought 50 rolls of Scott's single-ply toilet paper.
What is wrong with you?
I am wiping my ass with newspaper. They come in individual rolls that are individually wrapped in paper, and they're single ply. It is the nastiest toilet paper on the planet. We are wiping our ass with newspaper, okay? It is absolutely horrible. So now we're going to get into the RV and we're going to go for a month-long trip. Now you have to understand that we do not have a macerator in our RV. So our RV toilet paper has to be the stuff that kind of self-dissolves.
What is a macerator?
A macerator is kind of like something that munches up the toilet paper and breaks it down and all of the waste and breaks it down.
So the Scott's is
and so
perfect
you
for
could
that.
actually have real toilet paper in an RV that has a macerator. Ours doesn't, so you have to have RV and boat approved toilet paper.
Okay, all right.
And so we get our toilet paper from Camping World. And Camping World has it both single ply and two ply, and I generally buy the two ply. So we get into the RV and we're pulling out of the driveway and we have to go to the bathroom. And I sit down in the bathroom and I was like, oh my God, this toilet paper is fantastic. My husband's like, what the hell are you talking about? I go, this toilet paper is so nice. He goes, this is the toilet paper for the RV. I go, it's softer than the crap we have at home. And he goes, isn't that the saddest thing I have ever heard, that the RV toilet paper is better than what we have at home? So ultimately we're on the road and we run out of toilet paper and we stop at a Camping World. And they give us a free pack of the single sheets. Mm-hmm. And I was like, oh, God, I hate the single sheets. And so we start using it, and it clogs up our toilet. And so I was like, we're done with this. We're not using this. It was free. We're just getting rid of it.
Right.
So we get home, and I make the executive decision that even though there are still something like 40 rolls of Scott's toilet paper in the house, I am terribly, terribly sorry for the people who are less fortunate than me, but you will be getting my toilet paper the next time there's some sort of food drive or non-perishable food drive, because I am not using this toilet paper. So I have gone out and bought Cottonelle. Charmin. Don't know whether or not it's soft or strong. Don't care. And put it in all the rooms except for one bathroom. Now, here's what the telling part is. We get back home. There's still we have 4 bathrooms. There's still Scott's toilet paper in 3 bathrooms, except for Oliver's, who never actually went to Scott's because he doesn't use his bathroom very often, so he never got off the good roll to get on the good one. Lily has since figured out that Oliver's bathroom has the good toilet paper and now only goes in Oliver's bathroom. And she came out the first time going, you realize he still has the good toilet paper, right? And I'm like, oh my God, why is this a discussion? So as the Scott's rolls have run out in the house of the 3 that were left, We're down to one in my bathroom that is still Scott's, and as soon as that roll is gone. And the funny thing is that in my brain, I just keep saying, take it off and throw it away. Take it off and throw it away. Can't do it. I have to finish the roll. But I'm a little OCD. But I can guarantee you that because these are all individually wrapped toilet papers, I have no problem donating the entire rest of the bale of things to some shelter.
Why would you just send them to school? That's the junk that they use there.
Yeah, the junk that we use at school comes in these big, enormous
Well, they would have used them if they were given.
things. I don't know, but people be very, very cautious of the toilet paper you buy because it matters. Trust me, it matters a lot.
Well, the only thing that I can tell you about toilet paper is the fact that my wife complains about the fact that there's now mega rolls or
super rolls.
but there's no they don't call it double rolls anymore. Right. And she's like, I don't even know what I'm getting.
Right. I feel that way too. Like when you're looking at them, you're just like, I'm sorry, but I don't sit and make a count of the sheets. And so I don't go, well, this one did last longer or this one was, but I have had a couple of rolls that don't fit on my toilet paper holder because they're too large.
That they're
too big.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
All
there
right.
is my toilet paper. Thank you for letting me rant on it because I've been holding this in for quite some time.
Yeah, you've said it the last,
month.
Yeah.
I wanted to be talking about toilet paper.
Anyway, it's really good to have you back.
I don't think you mean that.
Coming to you from nowhere near the entertainment capital of the world, this is Fan Counters with Nick and Elizabeth on the PodFix network.
There was this mob of people, and they're screaming my name.
Crazy fans.
Stop following me. Don't come around my house. If you do, the cops are going to be at yours.
If I'm having dinner with my wife, don't sit down at my table. Don't follow me into the bathroom.
I continually will get stopped.
Can I take a picture? We're going to, oh my God.
I think this guy wants to fight me. Ended up being a fan.
I'm the only one that's ever been on Sam Jackson and lived to tell about it.
That's why we call it Fan Counters.
I don't think you're going to last on the air very long.
All right, so school is almost back in session, and we have had some exciting summers. You were gone for an entire month from me, so I was stuck doing the show all by myself.
I know. You did such a good job.
Okay, thank you. So you were in Florida, and you took a road trip.
We did.
Did you guys want to kill each other by the end of the RV experience from driving all the way from Milwaukee to Florida?
They do quite well in the RV. Actually, we nobody fights. It's a luxurious way to travel. Because we can go to the bathroom, we can eat, we can lay down on the bed. I managed to pump out like 4 giant books.
Wow!
During the
enough
time
quiet time for that, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
And so it's my favorite way to travel. And I like to fly very much, but I would much rather have my RV where I'm sleeping in my own bed and have all my own stuff.
So, did you have any adventures? I mean, obviously you went to Disney World. That had to be a magical experience.
Sure, let's call it magical. So, the whole point of this trip was to be in Disney for the 4th of July.
Okay.
So, we booked this trip in their campground a year ago. So, we got back from last year's trip, and we generally immediately plan the following year's trips and start making plans and getting campsites and things like that.
Right.
So I immediately booked Disney with our Disney concierge named Melinda Herbert at Glass Slipper Concierge. And it's so funny because people are just like, why would you use a concierge? And I said, well, because first of all, she's free to me. Mm-hmm. And she got up in the middle of the night and got us whatever we needed. Like stuff goes available at like 5:30 in the morning.
Right.
And so she got all of the dining we wanted. She got all the fast passes we wanted. She booked everything we wanted. It's a fantastic way to do a Disney vacation. So, and then she sends you a whole itinerary. So she kind of picked out what day we were going where and what restaurant we were eating at based on what we'd all kind of picked out. She literally laid out the 11 days for us. And it's delightful because I know exactly where we're going and what we're doing and, that sort of thing. So we get in the car on Monday the 2nd and we drive to Nashville. Now, there are places in the United States that you can stay in their parking lots for free. And that would be usually a Walmart, a Love's, a Pilot. Those are gas station trucky things, and Cracker Barrels.
Okay.
And there's an app on our phone called RV Parky that actually tells you about whether or not the Walmart will let you stay overnight or the things, and depending upon the city's ordinance as to whether or not you can stay in those places. So our goal was to get to Nashville, and we tried to get our first night. We drove all the way to Nashville, and everything was fine until we pulled into the Loves we were planning to spend the night.
Okay.
Spooky, scary.
Oh, no.
Oh my gosh, spooky, scary. First, a panhandler hits Mark up the second he gets out of the vehicle. I lock the doors, and now I have to get out and go inside because we're going to have Subway for dinner. So we're going to go pick up subs inside this predominantly black Tennessee place, and I do not feel safe. Now remember, my daughter is black, so I get this, and I walk in there, and I'm the only white person, and there's a black security guard, and I'm thinking, what are you securing? There's a man who's accosting my husband outside for money.
Right.
I mean, what are you watching? So we get the Subway and we get back in the RV, and Mark goes, we're not staying here. So we drive and find a Walmart that we end up spending the night in. And it said no truck parking. It didn't actually say no camping or no RVs. So everything worked out. We spent the night. We got up the next morning for our first experience at the Waffle House. And if you've ever lived in the South or in the East, you understand what the Waffle House is. It's like a McDonald's. It's on every corner. And so Lily then proceeded for the entire next month to point out every Waffle House we saw. I was like, okay, we ate there once. We're done. We're done.
You're giving the Waffle House a lot of credit, though, because they are, McDonald's is a much nicer Waffle House.
Well, the Waffle House was fine. The one that we were at in the Walmart parking lot was perfectly fine.
Look, I like them. I have spent many a overserved evening in a Waffle House in Nashville, so
Yeah.
I'm aware.
So we proceed the next day, and we can't get into Florida until the 4th because that's when our reservations are. So we kind
I
of
thought that was when a warrant would expire.
No.
Oh, okay. I didn't know where that was going.
We meander into Georgia for the next day, and we stay that night in a Walmart as well. And we finally wake up and get moving, and we make it to Disney World. And for those of you who don't understand Disney World, I think it is something like 77 square miles.
Wow.
It's enormous.
Yeah.
And so you enter under this umbrella that says Disney World, and for most people, they're very confused because the Magic Kingdom is what everyone thinks of as Disney World, but Disney World is a conglomerate of these 4 different worlds,
Right.
which is the Magic Kingdom, Epcot, Hollywood Studios, and Animal Kingdom. And so we get there, we get organized, our campsite's ready, we get in, we get all set up, and we're going to ride our bikes down to the beach so we can watch the fireworks this evening. And I have been so excited because I love fireworks. I love them so much that our anniversary is July 1st, so I am guaranteed to have fireworks somewhere around my anniversary. Love them, love them, love them. And Disney really does a spectacular job. So we get a spot on the beach, and we wait, and we partake in the day's festivities. We make tie-dyed T-shirts that have Mickey Mouse on them, and we really kind of have a fun day, or evening rather, hanging out there. And just as the fireworks are beginning to start, an enormous lightning storm moves in. So I am huddled on the beach underneath our blankets because we're too damn stubborn to get off the beach because it's just so much effort. And so we stay through this storm. We get soaked, and the fireworks are supposed to go off at 9:15. Now it's 9:30. Now it's 9:45. Now people are saying the lightning's getting so bad, you got to get off the beach. So we finally pack everything up, and I'm disappointed. I have driven for 2 days to see these fireworks. So at 10 o'clock, they announced that they're going to put the fireworks on.
Oh, good.
Now, we live here in Wisconsin, where the Bartolotta family does an enormously large Big Bang for our Summerfest and for our lakefront. And
Right.
the fireworks here are quite spectacular if you make it down to our lakefront during that season. And Disney's reputation is just as good. But these were awful.
Oh, no. What makes an awful fireworks show? Because I'm not an aficionado or a fan.
So the idea behind it was that I guess if you were supposed to be at Magic Kingdom, you felt something different. But at our campground is running the same music as Magic Kingdom. So these are choreographed fireworks, for lack of a better word. And they're going off to the music that we can clearly hear. But it was supposed to be a simultaneous so that you felt like you were being surrounded at the Magic Kingdom. So there was some on this side and some on the right side and some on the left side. And that they were supposed to go off and you would just feel like you were encompassed by fireworks.
Okay.
Well, when you're like off to the side, what you really see is two sets of fireworks that are like moments apart. And it was not, it did not go on for any longer than 5 or 10 minutes.
Oh, wow.
And I'm thinking, it's the 4th of July, for crying out loud. I can watch them on TV that last 25 minutes. You can't make it past 10, 15 minutes? So I believe, I did not get an official word, but I believe they cut them short because it was 10 o'clock at night and there's some ordinance as to how late they can,
probably.
Right, how late they can put on. So they put on some of the fireworks.
Got it.
So soaking wet and somewhat disappointed, I make it back to our RV, and the next day is Magic Kingdom Day. So
Yay.
we're going to have dinner with the princess at the castle, and everything there goes perfectly swell. And the next day we're going to get up and we're going to go to Epcot. Now, our concierge has made it someone's birthday every day. So when you use your magic bands, which are these wrist things they send you, and you scan it everywhere, it says, today is Oliver's birthday, or today is Elizabeth's birthday, or today is someone's birthday. So it was Lily's birthday at the castle, and the second day it's going to be my birthday, and we are going to go to a seafood restaurant in Epcot. And so we go to Epcot, and we have a wonderful time. We ride the rides we want to ride. We eat our way through the ethnic groupings in the back, which is my favorite because it's all these fun foods. And we're going to get to dinner, which I've been waiting for all day long because it's supposed to be just outstanding seafood, and an entire wall is an aquarium. And so it's like eating underwater. We get there, and the waiter is snarky, and the food was bad, and they make this wall into a wave. I don't know why you would do that, because we were sitting at an up point in the wave, which meant while sitting down, you could not see the tank at all. Who would do that? Why would you not just make that low so that everyone over it could see it? It was awful. And so I immediately texted our Disney concierge saying this was like the worst thing ever, had the worst experience. And she was like, did you say something? And I was like, yeah, no, I never want to get anybody in trouble. So I didn't say anything. I just didn't tip him very well. And so the next day we're going to get up, and part of our package is we have also bought the water parks. So there are 2 water parks at Disney, and we're going to go to one of them. Mark is staying home to work because he has a lot of things to do. And so the kids and I have to board 3 buses in order to get to this water park. So we take a bus from our campsite out to the front of our campgrounds, from the campgrounds to make it up Animal Kingdom, from Animal Kingdom to Blizzard Beach. This takes an hour. So we get there, and it's noon, and there is not a chair in sight. And what kills me is that we're there for less than an hour. I can't do this by myself because the kids are scattered, and I can't see either child. I'm trying to watch the wave pool where Lily is. I can't see where Oliver has gone, who's now out there by himself in this world, which is never a good idea. And I
can see why after having lunch with him just a few minutes ago.
And I have gone to get us lunch, which is now going to be just this giant thing of nachos that we're going to have for dinner. And I also get a margarita because that's how my morning was going. And so I sit down, I grab a small little chair that I stole from somebody, and I sit down and I put my nachos on a lounge chair that's in front of me. And in front of me, this lounge chair is reserved with 2 lounge chairs and 4 of these little chairs. During the course of me eating this nachos, this family comes back. There are 4 people in this family. They have 6 chairs reserved. That drives me crazy.
Yeah.
Drives me crazy. And not only that, but they didn't actually eat at their chairs. They actually 2 kids sat at 2 chairs. 2 chairs stayed wide open, and the parents sat on one side of the lounge chair, and then the second lounge chair had all the food on it. And I'm thinking, oh my God. You've got 6 chairs. You have 0 intentions of sitting on them or using them. You ate and then left.
Right.
Oh, that drives me crazy. So I was so pissed off that I'm like, we're done here. Why don't we just go back to the campground and swim in the pool where I can watch you and we can have fun? So we proceed to start going back home, which now takes an hour and a half to do. So bus after bus.
60 minutes to get there.
Right.
90
minutes
to get back.
to get home. So Mark had said he was going to join us. I was like, oh, God, don't come. Whatever. Do not come here. So we make it back home, and that night we are going to have dinner at, we are going to go to Disney Springs. And if you don't know what that is, it used to be Pleasure Island or Treasure Island or something like that. But when I was a kid, it was like the no only adults place that they went to Disney. And now it's like a giant shopping mall. And we're going to eat at a restaurant called T-Rex, where there are giant T-Rexes and other sorts of dinosaurs inside.
Okay, this sounds awesome.
So it is. It's really quite a lovely restaurant. We passed on it last time because we thought it would scare the bejesus out of Oliver, and it was Oliver's pick.
Okay.
And so today we are celebrating Oliver's birthday. And so we get to T-Rex, and they set us in the cave. And it's a white cave, and there's like skulls or skeletons of dinosaurs that you can see, and the cave changes colors. It's white, and then it turns to blue, and then it turns to red, and then it turns to white.
All right, so far this sounds awesome.
And periodically, animatronic dinosaurs and woolly mammoths and things go off. Like, I'm sure at some sort of appropriate time, like every 15 minutes or whatever it is. And so, all in all, it's really cool. We sit down, and we wait. And we wait, and we wait, and we wait. Now, we've had a horrible experience at dinner the night before,
right?
And now I'm pissed.
Repeat.
So after 15 minutes, Mark flags someone down and says, I'd like to speak to a manager. So we talk to the manager and Mark goes, just out of curiosity, how long do you think I should sit here before I get waited on? And the guy goes, 2 minutes. Mark's like, well, we're on 20. And he was like, oh my God. And then they come to find out that they put us somewhere and nobody knew where they put us.
Oh,
so
man.
We were never assigned to anybody. So we'd been sitting there for 20 minutes waiting for something.
Thank goodness he said something.
Yes. And again, they bent over backwards, so we were very pleased. They gave us a free appetizer. We ate dinner. They bent over backwards, and it was fabulous. The downside of this is always in the summer of Florida, it has begun to pour outside. And so people have begun to pour into the restaurant who have no intentions of eating at the restaurant and or the gift store next door. Mm-hmm. They're just trying to get out of the rain. And we're trying to go to the gift store because Oliver has decided he's in love with dinosaurs and now has to Build-A-Bear dinosaur.
Neat.
Really? Okay. So we do this. We get shopping. We get everything we need. We get out. We want to shop. This was the idea. Each kid gets their own money and they want to spend their money, and this is where we're going to spend it. And it's pouring. And it's pouring. And I'm wearing the Crocs that I spend 300 days out of the year in. And they get very slippery on wet floors. And I'm being cautious, and I walk into one of their stores, and we're almost ready to go home, and I slip and fall.
Oh, no.
Yes. I slip and fall in front of Disney employees, and not a single one of them comes to help me. So I get up, and I have one woman who's kind of looking at me going, are you okay? I said, do you know where the bathroom is? And she goes, oh, it's out that door. So I hobble to the bathroom. I have fallen on my knee and my foot, and I come back. I'm in the same store because I've left my family in there. Right. I'm in the same store, and I see people who are mopping up all of the water that's at the front door,
right? Which
should have been mopped up before I ran into it. But not one person says, are you okay? Can we help you? And I'm thinking, it's obviously on your videotape. I mean, you obviously all saw me fall, and nobody said a word. And for those of you who don't know, my husband does orthopedics for a living. And within 10 minutes of being home, he goes, I'm sorry to tell you that your toe is broken. So for all of Disney, my second toe on my left foot was broken.
So are we talking lawsuit against Disney now?
No,
or what
because there's nothing you can do with a broken toe. I mean, you don't cast it. You tape it to the one next to it, and I can't stand the tape between my toes, so I just forged on.
Pain and suffering. This is Mickey Mouse.
Well,
There's not supposed to be any of that.
I was just more disappointed that I didn't get a bigger response from an employee.
Well, especially because they're trained to be
super, super helpful.
Right.
So, so the next day we're going to go to Animal Kingdom, and I had never seen the movie Avatar, but they have put an entire world of Pandora, which is from the movie Avatar, which I find to be hilarious because the movie itself is rated PG-13, and if your target audience is like 6 and 8, why do you think they've seen this movie? So there's one that's a river. And then there's one that is a simulator, and the simulator is outstanding, except the line for this ride is over 2 hours long.
Whoa.
And the reason the line is over 2 hours long is A, it's spectacular, and B, half of the ride breaks down like every 5 minutes. Oh. So we ultimately do the river one, and it takes like 5 seconds, and it's fine, and it's worth seeing. And the second one, we stand in line, we get there, we get up to the front, we get into the room, we do the 2 first sections of the ride, and just as we're about to get on the simulators, she goes, yeah, broken. So we get out of the simulator, back into that long line, but they put us in our own line in the next room that's available. But then you got to start all over. So you got to go through the whole first 2 sections of this
experience.
Right.
Yeah.
In order to get to the ride.
Mm-hmm.
The ride is spectacular. It is spectacular. You are on these motorcycles. You are physically on a motorcycle and a back comes up and pushes you into it and like leg things come up to it and like the whole wall leaves and you are flying on the back of these banshees. It is the most spectacular.
Is it just like a virtual reality headset?
Well, you have 3D glasses on, but yes, you're watching this most spectacular thing.
Huh.
Now, my husband is over 6 feet tall. Huge man. Gets off the ride, makes a run for the bathroom. Completely loses all of his dinner.
Oh, no.
He's like, we're done now. I was like, dude, you've made it through all the other virtual reality ones. He's like, no, never again.
Oh, my gosh.
So he got so sick.
Can I tease him about that
Oh,
later?
yes.
Okay,
because
good.
the funny thing is that he hurled after that ride and then cautiously went on a couple of other ones and then stopped for the whole rest of the trip and never went on any more rides.
Well, let me tell you just real quick. At Dave & Buster's, there's a simulator ride where you sit 6 across and you wear the virtual reality headset.
Yeah, it's a Jurassic World.
Jurassic World, yes.
Yeah.
And you go through and you can you can turn your head and see all this stuff. It's awesome.
Yeah, well, there's quite a few virtual reality ones at Disney, like 3 or 4, and they are really, I mean, it's Disney. It's really, really quite spectacular. The next day, we're going to go to Hollywood Studios, and for those of you who are Disney people, you realize that we are now there on the 9th or the 10th of July, and on June 30th, Toy Story Land had opened.
Oh, wow.
So
it was really busy.
Yes, a whole new land has opened. And there is an alien ride, which I think was intended to be like a tilt-a-whirl, but it never actually goes all the way around because it's physically attached to an alien. So it's kind of like being whipped from side to side, but you never make that complete circle. And so I was like, yeah, we're done with this ride. Then the other ride that's there is a arcade kind of game where you sit in a boat. I'm going to just call it. I don't know what else to call it. And you have a gun that you're pulling like a little ball on a string, and you're shooting at things, and at the end you get to compare your scores with the rest of the people. And then there's a brand new roller coaster called Slinky Dog Dash. And Slinky Dog Dash really was a spectacular one, and it also had a 2-hour long ride. And the wait wasn't because the ride was down, it was because that's how long people were waiting in line for this. It was.
Can you fast pass any of that stuff?
We did actually have a fast pass for both the arcade and Slinky
so
Dog
how long
during
do you
the time.
really wait?
Well,
the Slinky Dog.
Once we fast passed it, probably no more than 10 or 15 minutes.
Oh, okay.
But Mark, that was the next day, and so he thought he was ready, rode Slinky Dog, and then was done for the day.
Oh my gosh. Too bad. That's too bad.
He was able to do the arcade game, and he liked the arcade game, so we ended up doing that one too.
I feel like I played that one before somewhere else.
I don't know. I mean, it's a fun game. It was really quite nice. And then,
well, what about Hollywood Studios? Are they doing shows there still?
They do have some. There's like a Muppet show. There's like some of those types of shows.
Yeah, but aren't they taping Double Dare there now?
I saw no shows. We were in the ABC commissary because they kept running to the bathroom there because it was the closest one to the Star Wars ride. But I didn't see anybody taping.
Oh, okay.
And for us there, there's the Rock and Roll roller coaster, which is like Disney's biggest.
That's the Aerosmith one,
It's
right?
the Aerosmith one. It goes in the dark. It does these upside down corkscrews and these loop-de-loops. And we intentionally did not get a fast pass for it because there was no way I was going to go on it. And Oliver begged and begged and begged and begged. And I'm thinking, oh my God, child, you're the one afraid of the dark. Why would you?
And it is all in the dark. Yes! You can't see where you're going.
So Mark's out. And now the kids and I are going to go on this ride. I'm going to try it. And the kids are in front of me. It's a 2-seater thing. So the kids are in front of me. I'm behind them. And I have a single rider next to me.
You got a buddy.
Who's been on the ride before and loves it. And so she was just like, hey, it's going to be great. I'm like, okay, we're all good. We get in there. It's awful.
It's not. It's
I'm
great.
old, and it yanks my neck around, and it shoves my head back, and I am holding my head back to the best of my ability, but I get off with my neck so crooked that I have a migraine the rest of the day. Lily gets off the ride crying.
Aw.
She cannot take it. Oliver gets off the ride going, that's the best thing I've ever done. Let's do it again. I'm like, you've got to be freaking kidding me. So the whole rest of the day, can we do it again? No. I don't know how you don't understand this. I am never getting on that ride. So we go over to the Tower of Terror, which is one of my favorite rides, and we do that a couple of times. Yes.
No.
Love it.
That's the one where the floor drops out. And you
Well, the
just
floor
free fall.
doesn't drop.
Well, the thing goes down.
You drop in an elevator.
No,
and-
thank you.
Yeah. Oh, I love it. Love it, love it, love it. So the next day, we're going to have, after Hollywood Studios, and that was the night that we lost Lily.
No.
Yes. I don't know what this child's obsession is, but she's 9 and she needs to be 20 because she feels like she needs to be independent. And we're going to go to Hollywood's, Hollywood and Vine is the restaurant we're going to eat at. And it's a big old white kind of southern porch that you sit on and wait. I go in, check ours in, and they give me one of those little buzzy things. And Lily goes over on the other side of the porch to get some water. Fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
I sit down. Oliver sits down. Mark sits down. And I'm thinking she's just over there, right? She's getting water because Disney has free ice water any restaurant. So I wait. She doesn't come. She doesn't come. I get up. I go over to the water. I look at Mark and go, where the hell is she? He goes, I have no idea. So now I'm in panic mode. She was here 5 seconds ago and she is gone. For those of you who know me, I have a very, very loud voice. I am now screaming like a banshee through Disney for my daughter. My husband has run down the street to see if she'd gone, like around the corner or something. I have all these people looking for me, and finally it dawns on me, let's look inside the restaurant. So I look inside the restaurant. There she is, crying, standing next to a cast member, saying, I've lost my parents.
Aw.
I proceed to scream at her.
Oh, good job.
I am so upset that I am screaming at her. Because listen to me, people, when I say this. If one of my children is missing, I will lock down that park like so fast you will not know what hit you. And so she's in there crying. I'm at my wit's end. I'm just about to explode. I start yelling at her, and she said, well, I thought I saw Oliver come in here. And I said, Lillian, you went to go get a drink. I told you we were sitting on the porch. We're still sitting on the porch. So just then the buzzer buzzes, and it's our turn to go in.
Congratulations.
Yeah, well, this is even more better because this is a character dining experience. And as you walk in the door, there's Donald Duck. And so now we have to take our picture with Donald Duck, and she won't stop crying.
Do you have this picture?
I'm sure we do.
Oh, I got to see it.
Stop crying! You're ruining the picture. This is your only chance for Donald. Stop crying. Oh, for the love of God. So he takes the picture. They sit us down. We proceed to start eating. Now, the idea behind these character ones is that they come around and they take a picture with you. They give you an autograph. And this particular meal is going to be Donald, Daisy, Minnie, Mickey, and Goofy.
Okay.
Okay?
Sounds like fun.
Maybe not even Mickey. Because really the only important ones are Daisy and Minnie. Because obviously inside these costumes are moms. Because when they both came around my table, I got the longest hugs. Like, it'll be okay. Calm down. It'll be okay. Because I'm still hopping mad. You can see as I'm eating that I'm hopping mad. And they're like, calm down. Minnie comes over and gives me the world's longest hug. Like, you can see that the woman inside this costume is going, sweetie, I've been there. Hang tight. The restaurant actually gives Lillian a Minnie Mouse in a princess outfit saying, good job, way to come and get a cast member when you got lost, and then gave Oliver a hat just because he was there.
Uh-huh.
And so, needless to say, we thought that would be the last time we lost her. It was not.
Oh, no.
That little shit wanders off continuously. The next day, we've decided that we're going to just stay home and do laundry and go swimming, and then we're having dinner at the campground at a Hoop-Dee-Doo review.
That sounds awful.
I'm going to do laundry.
Is it like a square dance? Because I hate those square dance things.
No. But the important part of my day is the laundry. I have 3 loads of laundry to do. Should take less than an hour.
Right.
I come equipped with my little laundry basket that has my soap and all my quarters, and I get in there. There's no place for quarters. Everything is electronic and credit card. So you go over to this machine on the wall and you swipe your credit card and you say, I would like machines 3, 4, and 5.
Okay. Sounds easy.
So
Should be able to do that.
I put all my clothes in machines 3, 4, and 5. I put the soap in 3, 4, and 5. 1 and 2 are already moving. I push 3, 4, and 5. 3 turns on. No 4. No 5. What did I do wrong? So I go back over to the machine, to the wall thing. I swipe the thing again and I say, give me a refund. These didn't turn on. So it refunds my money. Okay. So now it should realize that there's nobody using these machines, so I should be able to start over and get 4 and 5 moving. Nope. It says 4 and 5 are busy. 4 and 5 are not busy. 4 and 5 won't turn on. It says 4 and 5 are busy. So I call the 800 number that tells you on it. These are not owned by Disney. These are owned by an outside company.
I'm sure. It's all subbed out.
Ma'am, someone will be there sometime today. What? What do you mean sometime today? Well, first of all, where are you? I'm at Disney. Well, what's the address? Disney! I'm at Camp Wilderness at Disney. I don't know the address. Look it up. And so,
You're the vendor. You figure it out.
so, ma'am, someone will be out sometime today. And what would you like me to do with my laundry in the meantime? I don't know. So some cleaning person comes in to, a Disney person comes in to clean. I tell them my sad story. They get me a manager. She starts calling around going, we really need the repairman over here now. This woman's laundry is in transit here. Meanwhile, washers 1 and 2 finish. She moves her laundry over to the dryers and I go, okay, I'm going to outsmart this. I'm going to move the laundry to 1 and 2. So I move the laundry to 1 and 2, pay for it. Only 2 starts. What the hell is going on? So I've moved the laundry. These 2 washers on one side already have soap in them, but won't start. Now these washers have my clothes in it and have soap in it and won't start. And so they end up giving me some Disney high-up person comes in and says, let me give you $50 for your trouble. And great, but I still don't have my laundry done. And today was supposed to be family day at the pool. Long story short, it takes this man like 3.5 hours to get there. And he does pay for my drying for the first round, but then nothing is dry the first time and I have to pay for it the second time. All said, it took me 5 hours to do 3 loads of laundry, which should have taken less than an hour to do total. So we spend a little bit of time at the pool, and now we're going to go to the Hoop-to-Do review, which is sort of a traveling vaudeville show, maybe. It was fine. We've seen it. I've done it. We don't need to do it again. It's a lot of corny jokes and things like that, and my kids thought they were great. And for the rest of the time, we're going to go back to the places that we have been, and remembering that the children each have their own money to spend.
Yes, still, because it was raining before.
Right. Oliver has decided he needs a banshee, which I'm going to call it a dragon, for lack of a better word, in Pandora Avatar world. They're called an Ikron, and then the slang term for them is banshee. So Oliver has decided that we need a $100 banshee.
Come on now.
Now, let me just say to you, if you remember, he's purchased a Build-A-Bear dinosaur, but he has also purchased a rock and roll roller coaster T-shirt and a Tower of Terror
T-shirt. How much money do your kids
T-shirt.
have? Holy
They each
crap.
get about $150 to $200. It's birthday money and Christmas money that we just store up for summer vacation.
Wow. Nice.
But he does not have $100. He has $60.
So, Mom, can you please give me the other 40, right? Is that what happened?
I keep saying to him, I don't understand why we need a $100 banshee. This is a vinyl rubber dragon-y thing that sits on a branch, for lack of a better word, and has an air piston that you push and move to make its head move, make its wings come out, and then make it go, rah! And this is going to be for $100. Now, for $99, we can just buy one off the shelf and he can pick whatever he wants and get its own damn branch. But no, my son has to have the anniversary edition where only 5,000 are made. So we have a no-touch one that is costing us $110. So we forward him the $50. And I keep saying to him, remember, we are not even halfway done with our trip. We have a whole nother month to go, and you will have no money anywhere else. Nope, Mom, I want this, I want this, I want this. Okay, you owe me $50 worth of work. Yep, I'll do it. Yep. Both of us know that it's not going to happen.
Nope, you got bamboozled.
Yeah. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, do not ever go to Disney in July.
It's a little hot, isn't it?
It's not that it's hot. It's that it rains almost every day, and it is winter break for all of these South American countries. We ran into, and I'm not making this up, we ran into between 50 and 20 groups of girls that were between 50 and 150 per group. So these groups are all stuck together wearing the same T-shirts, wearing the same backpacks, and we know they're different groups because we saw different backpacks. And there's someone leading, like I maybe have 25 girls and I'm the red, and so he's holding up a red stick. And then there's someone else holding up a blue stick, and there's 25 girls following him.
Okay.
And so there are these hordes of girls speaking either Spanish or Portuguese, and they're singing, and they move as a crowd. And on what planet do you think a fast pass for 25 people at the exact same time is a freaking fast pass? So you'd get stuck behind these girls, and the whole horde would be in the fast pass lane. And I'm thinking, what the hell? I mean, how can you have 25 passes for the exact same time? How does that work? I mean, you cannot have this many fast passes.
Right.
So we
get the purpose.
Yeah. So we get stuck behind these girls at a restaurant. We get stuck behind these girls. It was a long, long, long time. So after we finished up Disney, remember, I still have a broken toe, and I'm, not having the world's best time, but we're doing great, and we're having a good time, and the kids aren't being whiny. Mark is a little bit whiny because he can't go into the rides because he's afraid he's going to puke. And so he spends the whole rest of the week not doing it. But we're okay. And we are now going to go to the Kennedy Space Center.
All right, I've been there.
Loved it.
Yeah.
Wasn't expecting as much to see. And if you're planning to go, plan for 2 days because you simply cannot get it done. And everyone kept saying that to me. And I'm like, yes, I can. I don't really care that much about the space program. No, you need at least 2 days. It was fascinating. Loved it.
Did you get to go on the tram out to the launch pad?
Yep, we did that. We took the bus out there and we did all that. And we got to see one IMAX movie, but we didn't get to see the other one. And then there was probably 6 or 7 other movies / IMAX / informational things we just couldn't get to.
Right.
And tours we just couldn't do because there just isn't enough time. And they're only open 9 to 5. I mean, at least Disney's open until midnight. You know, I mean, if you'd have opened up and stayed open, I probably could have gotten a little bit more done before,
Right.
before we had to do.
Yep.
But one thing I do like to say, kudos to the Kennedy Space Center, is that they have a free dog sitting. And so Finn, our dog, who goes with us everywhere, was going to have to sit in our RV with our RV on. And so we got to keep the RV off, and Finn sat in their air-conditioned things for free, and that was very nice. He did not care for it, but I loved it. And now we're going to drive to St. Augustine, which is the oldest city in America,
Okay.
settled by the Spanish. And we go out to the fort, and it's a great day, and we're going to finish up the fort, and the kids get their junior ranger badges because now we are on the national park tour section of our vacation, which is really what we normally do for the summer.
Yes, you are big into going to all the parks. In fact, that would be the worst part about if I would ever have to vacation with your family.
Yes, we love it.
Because I like all the city stuff and the nature stuff. Well, I have trees in my backyard. So
Yeah.
pretty much seen that.
The more important part of this is going to be the shopping experience because there's an entire street called George Street that's all shopping.
Good luck, Oliver.
Guess who has no money? Oh, my God, what a whiner. Can I please have this? Can I have this? Can I have this? Can I have this? You're out of money. Can I have this? Can I have this? You're out of money. Lillian, on the other hand, is still hoarding all 150 of her dollars. She will not spend that to save her life. And so she torments him with the
Well,
fact that
I would be able to buy it.
Well, not only that, but then she goes in and she thinks she's going to buy something and she spends 10 minutes looking at it and then never purchases it. Drives me crazy. At one point, I need to run to the bathroom, and I run to the bathroom and happen to get shiny object syndrome at a dress shop. So I start trying on dresses while they think I'm in the bathroom. And I try on all these dresses, and I find one that I like, and so I'm going to bring my family back, and I'm going to see what they think about this dress, and we're going to buy this dress. And in the same store is maybe 2 or 3 dresses that would fit little Lily, and this old woman who runs the store has convinced Lily she needs to buy this dress. And so I fork over the $25 to buy this dress, which is absolutely gorgeous, but she now refuses to wear.
Oh, now that you're home?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
But, of course, I've just spent $25 on her. So guess what my son said?
Yeah, I see. Well, he's already been forked over 50, though.
He has, but Mom, I really need this alligator head. You need a baby alligator head that's been cut off and mounted? Yes. Why?
What did he say to that?
I love alligators. I know you love alligators, but why? Mom, I really need it. So we walk all the way down the street the whole day. I need that alligator head. That one, Mom. We got to go back and get it. Oliver, that's not even close to where we're walking. Mom. I need the alligator head. I need the alligator head. I need the alligator head. Finally, Mark's like, we got to go get that darn alligator head. So we turn around. We walk all the way back. And it's not just the alligator head. There's like 10 or 12 in the store. And I think he's picked one out. She wraps it. Oh, wait, I like this one better.
Oh.
Now she unwraps it.
Uh-huh.
Oh, I like this one better. Dude, how many times is this woman going to wrap this, tape it, and hand it to us, and then we have to unwrap it, do it again? The woman was so patient. He picked out 3 of them and finally settled on one. It was painful.
This sounds awesome. I just want to watch all this.
And then we went to a restaurant that I was so excited because seafood is my thing, and we are in seafood land, and I am going to get seafood. And we go into this thing called Barnacle Bill's, and it has a good reputation. And I look online, and I look at the menu, and we pick out what we're going to eat in the car, and I know the prices, and I think everything's great, and I get there, and none of it's the same.
Uh-oh.
And I say to her, how can that be? She goes, well, if it's the Google one, that's not really us. Well, it is you. It's your phone number. It's your address. If it's wrong, you need to correct it because you don't even have this food. And then she says, oh, by the way, we're out of French fries. Who on a Monday runs out of French fries? Who
They had a
does
busy
that?
weekend.
No.
The order comes in on Tuesday.
No.
Lots of
We
excuses.
should have gotten up and left. It was by far the worst experience we'd had. The food was awful. The waitress was awful. We should have left, but we didn't.
Man, you are striking out on dining on this trip. Holy
So
cow.
now we're going to drive to Savannah, Georgia. And I'm excited about Savannah. Again, seafood. And I'm going to get to see these great little squares and all these fun things and all these movies I've seen and all this stuff that's in there. And I wake up and my knee hurts. That we were going to spend the whole day walking. I can't move my legs. So we decide that we're going to end up having to get off and on a trolley all day long. So we buy this trolley pass and we get everything done. And I want to go see the Girl Scout founder's home. And we miss the stop. And if you miss the stop, it takes an hour and a half to get to the stop again.
Couldn't you? Well,
It's a lot like Waukesha. You can see it from here. You just can't get there. So, needless to say, we had our best meal by far in Savannah. It was by far the best thing we did. And then we're going to go to Congaree National Park because, of course, we're still on the National Park tour. This is the national park that I have written off and just want to get through. We just want to tick it off my list. So we get there. We go in, we watch their movie, we get their little pamphlets. I want the kids to get their junior rangers, so we start doing all their stuff.
Going through all these parks.
It was the surprise of our trip.
Oh, really?
Everyone voted that this by far was the most surprising thing. It was a fascinating national park. Absolutely.
Because why? In 20 words, why was it so fascinating?
It has a large grove of trees that are nowhere else in the world.
Really?
Yeah. That's why it was fascinating.
Hmm.
Not that it had some weird animal like some of the other ones we've been to or some spectacular thing. It was because it has these great trees and the park itself is in a floodplain. And so every year the park floods to about 4 or 5 feet up each tree. So every tree has to be able to survive the water, and whatever's on the ground either has to survive underwater for X amount of months or dies and comes back. And they have built this boardwalk. It's a 2-mile walk, so you don't even have to go hiking. You can just stroll down
That
this
is
boardwalk.
my kind of walk. I'm going to talk about a walk in a little bit.
And it floods. And so you're like, how? I'm so high up. I don't know how this can possibly be underwater half of the year. It was just a very fascinating. It rained, so the kids and I, because my hip and my knee hurt, we only did like maybe a mile of this 2-mile trek, and Mark went ahead and did the whole 2
How are
miles.
the mosquitoes on this trip?
You know what? Everyone told us to be ready for mosquitoes. I didn't see them.
Because when we were in Everglades National Park last July, oh my God, I'd never seen so many mosquitoes swarming. Like, we wanted to take a picture by the sign. I must have gotten 45 bites in the 3 seconds we took the picture.
We did not. I actually had the mosquito repellent along on that walk, but we never. I used it because I just don't like them anywhere near me. But Oliver didn't.
Okay, well, that's good.
Could be the big bite in the back of his leg, but nonetheless, Lily and I put it on. Mark and Oliver did not, but that was really one of the only times we felt that we needed to use it. But again, we're in the woods and it's wet, so
Yeah, but that's the problem.
yeah, I did not find it to be bad. And then we ended our trip at the Great Smoky Mountains National Park, which was my favorite. And
What is that, Tennessee area?
It is
right?
Tennessee.
Yeah.
And we had a wonderful time. We toured a lot of distilleries again.
Jack Daniels?
We don't do Jack Daniels. Moonshine is mainly what
Oh,
we go
boy.
for, and bourbon. And this time, I got some cotton candy wine. And I thought it was made with cotton candy grapes. You know, those grapes that come out about now.
Yeah.
But they said no. But it was good.
Sweet?
Yeah. So
Did you bring some?
I brought some back, but I didn't bring any today.
Mm.
But
You
know,
may not stay for dinner.
Yeah. But yeah, so all in all, it was a wonderful trip. We enjoyed it. I don't feel like I need to go back to Disney, although the children were like, when we can come back, and I said, when you can pay for it, because I'm not doing this again. And you know, I loved Savannah. I wish I could do it where I could actually walk it, because I just wasn't able to that particular day. All in all, like I said, nobody fights. The kids kind of just do their electronics. The thing is that you have to walk or hike at every national park or at every place we are. So we spent a lot of time outside. We rode our bikes a lot. And then when we drive, the kids are allowed to read or do electronics. And like I said, we have our own bathroom. It's my bed. So when I'm tired, I just take a nap, or the kids take a nap. And
Yep.
I pumped out all these books, and that was my vacation.
Good trip.
Now, while I was gone, you did some pretty exciting things without me.
Well, look, this show does not stop because you are here, not here.
What?
We must continue.
I'm all for it.
Well, this was the funny part, is we were actually going to take a break for the summer. We never actually told you this before, but we were going to stop.
Yes.
And then we got picked up by a network, and we thought, we can't stop now. We got to keep going.
Right.
And you're like, but I have this trip. And we
Right.
did as many episodes ahead of time as we could. But
You did have to do 2 or 3 without me.
yeah, so
Yeah.
anyway, it wasn't bad. But I did take a trip as well. Now, our big trip we keep talking about on the show all the time is going to be New York in November for the parade.
I know, I'm so jealous.
I'm very excited. Cannot wait. We've got everything like you. We booked stuff a year in advance. We had to
Right.
get Frozen tickets a year in advance.
Right.
It's crazy.
You have to.
So up in the northeastern part of Wisconsin, there's a place called Door County. So everybody do this with me. Look at the back of your left hand. See your thumb? Door County's up there. Anyway, so it's like the annual camping trip, but it's not really camping because we rent a log cabin that sleeps 20. It's got like 8 bedrooms or something like that.
For just you and Kathy and the girls?
No, it's with her whole family. So her parents are there, her brothers and sisters, and their kids are there. The aunts and uncles are there. It is a big deal. There's
That sounds fun, though.
even some family friends that come. So yeah, it's great. We get there Friday. By Tuesday, everybody hates each other, and by Thursday, we're out of there. So it works out just fine. No, it's not that bad. Not a lot of memorable things because we've been up there so many years. But we do like wine tours, my wife and I. So
Yeah.
we've done a lot of wineries, and that's our souvenir. I think we brought home over 2 cases of wine.
I
So if
will
you
be
a-
expecting some for dinner.
Hmm.
Well, I didn't bring my 1 bottle of it.
You only brought 1 bottle
I
home?
only brought 1 bottle home.
We brought like 2.5 cases of wine back. You
Yeah.
only bring back 1 bottle.
I bought
What's wrong
one.
with you?
First of all, it was $25 a bottle.
Okay, well,
That was the first thing.
Uh-huh.
And second of all, he had blown all of our money on
stupid.
bourbon
Oh, I was gonna
and
say
moonshine cake.
moonshine cake. That's not. Did you bring some of that?
It did not make it home.
Oh, it didn't even make it.
Let
home.
me tell you, Lillian, the 9-year-old,
She likes the bourbon cake.
is a little bit addicted to the moonshine cake.
Oh my god.
It's a pound cake, just like someone would make a rum cake or something. It's made with moonshine.
Uh-huh.
I opened up one
Sounds good.
and I went to bed.
And it was gone the next morning.
Gone.
Oh yeah.
So I opened up the second one. We'd only bought 3. One for the neighbor who was watching the house and doing the garden and
she
watering the
didn't get one?
plants. No, I put that in the freezer.
Oh, okay.
The second one, I got 1 piece out of.
Oh wow.
And she and her brother managed to devour. And these are $10 a piece, these cakes. I had bought $30 worth of cake. And she had eaten 20 of it.
Well, take it out of her money she didn't spend. All right. So anyway, we did a lot of wineries, brought back some great wine. Yes, you can have some later. This is a fun kid story. So first night we're there, my niece is catching frogs. They're the size of your fingertip, these little frogs.
Oh, yeah.
So she's got about 12 of them in a jar.
Oh.
And after all the girls went to bed at night, like me and my brother-in-law and uncle-in-law and all that, we're sitting on the porch and we're looking at these frogs in a jar and we're like, this is really cruel to keep these frogs in a jar. We are all like, we really should release them.
Oh.
Well, nobody wanted to do it, so I did it. So they're like, oh,
You put them back where you found them, right?
oh
You
no,
didn't
we
just
I
put them in the
walked them
lawn?
into the woods and opened the jar and let them all out.
Are they woods animals or are they pond animals?
Well, we found them around the cabin. So the cabin is in a wooded area, so I'm assuming they're wood frogs.
Okay.
I don't know anything about frogs.
Okay.
Look, they're free, okay?
Are they frogs or toads?
So anyway, we have 2 guys that don't want to do anything about these frogs, and they're like, "Oh, she's going to be really mad at you when she, finds out her frogs are gone." I'm like, "I got this covered." Next morning, she wakes up and she's like, "Where's my frogs?" I'm like, "You don't know what kind of frogs you captured?" And she goes, "No." I said, "You captured ghost frogs. They disappear." And then
How old is this child?
6.
Okay.
All 5 of the girls were like, oh my God, ghost frog, I'm so scared. Then they're all scared and yelling to their parents and grandparents.
Terrorize
My
the
mother-in-law
children.
comes over and she goes, why would you tell them such a story? I'm like, well, first of all, it sounds ridiculous that there's a ghost frog.
But they're 6. They're going to completely buy that.
And she goes, why did you scare them? I'm like, it wasn't intentional. I was trying to be silly. So I got in trouble for talking about ghost frogs.
That's hilarious.
2 nights later, my brother-in-law and his girlfriend and my wife and I go on a ghost tour of Door County on a trolley. And so the
Were
next
there
day,
frogs?
no, but the next day we come home talking about the ghost tour.
Oh, God.
And my mother-in-law gives me a stare. So I stop talking about the ghost tour. And the kids are like, oh, what? I want to hear about the ghosts. Let me see the pictures. Let me see the... And then they're all about ghosts all of a sudden. As soon as I'm not in trouble about it, they're fine with it. Enough.
You can't win.
No. Now, Door County's kind of got a lot of wilderness around there and stuff, and beaches and outside stuff that I hate.
Which is not your gig, yes.
Nope. If it's not in downtown, whatever, I'm not happy. So, but I did endure 2 days of beaches, which was fine. But then Kathy's got this bright idea. Let's spend our last day in Door County at Peninsula State Park, and let's go on a hike.
Been there, done it. Not your thing.
It was like a 2-mile hike with 6-year-olds. We went on a hike that was labeled difficult. Well, the beginning of the path didn't look all that difficult, so I was like, okay, let's go on a hike.
You got to go with the beginner ones that are a half a mile out and a half a mile back.
We didn't. 2-mile round trip, loop, difficult hike. And it was difficult because do you want to know what? There were areas where we were walking on like huge rocks with multiple gaps in between them. It was a joy to do that with 2 6-year-olds.
You have to plan.
We did. We planned on going on a difficult hike, and we did. The last quarter mile or so of the hike, they were on our backs and shoulders.
I was just about to say, how long were you carrying the girls?
Because we had no idea when this hike was over. And I was like, I had had enough. By the time we were climbing on rocks, I was done. Other than that, I covered Country Thunder.
You did, and you got to talk to Brian White without me.
Yeah, I did. Met some other artists, too, that were nice enough to meet us but didn't want to talk to us.
How rude.
And
we're fun people.
We are. I don't know why you wouldn't want to come on this show after hearing all these experiences we've had.
Never vacation with Elizabeth.
Exactly. Never.
You will hike and eat bad food.
Hard pass on that.
Yeah.
But covering the festival is way different than 20 years ago. Oh, and I want to talk to you about this real quick. Because we covered the last Country Thunder together, the last one that we went to, and that was the year the stage fell. Yes. And we've talked about that on a previous episode, so I won't go over that again. But what I will introduce is some new stuff. This is really funny. Country Thunder is completely commercialized. And I mentioned this real briefly when we did the Brian White thing. What I mean is they have every food truck available. It's like nonstop food village there. What they also have is they have tons of little stores like boots and belt buckles and bumper stickers. And
it's like going to the state fair?
Yes, almost.
Okay.
Then they have a big top that after the 10 o'clock act is done, like midnight or so, they open this big top up and it's a rave with like lights and lasers and techno music and crazy stuff for these people to dance in until wee hours of the morning.
Go to sleep, people.
And what's also funny is every radio station is there. And every radio station's booth has gotten bigger. The big Milwaukee station has the rolling radio. The Chicago stations have their big displays and their vans and their wheels and all their giveaways and all this stuff. The radio station we used to work for.
A tent?
Not even a tent. A table, 2 chairs, and a banner.
Oh my gosh.
There actually was a tent, like a canopy thing. But seriously, out of all the booths, ours hasn't, like the one that we worked for, hasn't changed a bit.
Well, that's not true because we
had a log cabin.
I was going to say,
Yeah.
I think I got a log cabin for that.
You did.
Yeah.
But it's gone downhill, right? But I just thought, that symbolizes what that station was all about all along.
Yikes.
Okay, so the other thing, and the only criticism I have of the whole weekend, and I can't thank Country Thunder enough for having us, 20 years ago, so I think it's evolved, right? They used to parade in like the B and C level artists through the media tent so that we could at least ask 15 minutes worth of questions or whatever as a group.
Yeah.
None of that. If you didn't prearrange stuff, you didn't have anything.
Oh.
And the problem was nobody was really willing to prearrange anything.
Right, because we're not next to a station.
No. They weren't prearranging anything with anybody.
Oh.
Like all the big name artists, Luke Bryan, Toby Keith, they didn't meet anybody. They didn't talk to anybody. They probably didn't come out of their bus except to go on stage.
How rude.
Well, it's what it is. So that was that experience. And you're always gone in July, so you might never cover that with me.
Yeah, no. And of course, now we're getting into fair and festival season.
Mm-hmm.
So we're just wrapping up our county fairs and starting our state fair.
And I have to say, our state fair is one of the best. I have been to Minnesota's, and Ohio's is really nothing festival. It's amazing. Maryland is even worse. Wisconsin has a great state fair. It's actually worth traveling to come to.
Well, we are going, and we're going to see your wife perform.
Yep, she is. She teaches dance for 4-H, and they are performing at the state fairs.
Yeah, so we're going to go see that. And then we have, of course, the culmination of our entire summer Irish Fest.
Ooh, yeah.
Lily will be performing 2 performances at Irish Fest in her Irish dance company. And it's a big hoop to do. As a matter of fact, we got a 20-page survival guide
to Irish Fest.
How to make it through Irish Fest. All the things we need to bring, all the things we need to have, the places we should go, where to park, it's like this thick manual of how to survive Irish Fest.
So that's kind of our summer wrap up. We at least wanted to let you know where we've been this summer and why Elizabeth wasn't here and what she was experiencing, which was a horrible vacation, it sounds like. No, I'm kidding.
It was actually a good vacation.
I know, I'm sure it was a good vacation.
But, I'm not necessarily a pessimistic person. I do generally try to find the good in everything. But I did find that I was just like, how could there have been something so crappy like every single day? Every day I can come up with something that I just went, that was not a magical experience. So we have just a few more minutes. And since we have introduced last week the new game we are playing, I will be timing you.
Oh, come on now.
On your 30 favorites.
I got to beat a minute 57. That was what Sarah Reasons had last week.
Yeah, and that's the only one we have to go up against. So.
Oh, boy. All right, next week I'm going to do you, though.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. All right, ready?
Go.
Set, go.
Movie.
Major League.
Book.
The Notebook. I don't read.
Color.
Yellow.
Actor.
Tom Hanks.
Superhero.
Batman.
Fruit.
Strawberry.
Vegetable.
Do I have to pick one? Corn.
Ice cream.
Cookies and cream.
TV show.
Modern Family.
Candy.
Lemonheads.
Restaurant.
Chipotle.
Article of clothing.
T-shirt.
Music artist.
Phil Collins.
Board game.
Monopoly.
Sport.
Baseball.
School subject.
English.
Car.
Mustang.
State.
Wisconsin.
City.
Los Angeles.
Drink.
Margarita.
Number.
5.
Cereal.
Fruity Pebbles.
Store.
Best Buy.
Cartoon.
Flintstones.
Season.
Summer.
Age.
20.
Place.
Place. Paris.
Cookie.
Oatmeal.
Chips.
Doritos.
Day of the week.
Friday. 1:27.
Look at that.
Woohoo.
Beat her by 30 seconds. But we did have to take the time out to explain that you said fruit instead of food because she answered French fries.
No, didn't I say fruit?
You said fruit. She heard food.
Yeah, 'cause
answered
she said
French fries. Then it registered in her head, so there was a little bit of a discussion in the middle of
That's
hers.
true. Well, there was. But anyway, that was fun. So we'll do Elizabeth 30 favorites next week and whoever our guest is. We do have another great guest coming up next week, and I know who it is, but I'm not going to tell you guys till later.
I love to be surprised.
Thanks for tuning in to hear our vacation stories. We'll be back next week and many weeks after with more great guests for you to hear their stories.
If you would like to tell us about your vacation, you can email us at hello@fancounters.com.
Let's do vacation horror story. If you have a vacation horror story, we will read it on the air if you email us at hello@fancounters.com.
And our other social media?
We are on Twitter and Instagram at Fan Counters Live. You can join our big Facebook group by searching Fan Counters on Facebook. Share it with your friends.
Please do. We'll see you next week.
This was a podcast from the PodFix Network. You can check out more shows like it at podfixnetwork.com.